Hola, hoy hemos venido a conocer a Riikka Sukula, una chica de Finlandia que tenía el sueño de elaborar vino en el Piamonte. Se vino aquí, se enamoró y se quedó. Estamos en la zona de Serralunga y esta es su casa. Vamos a conocerla.
After we got married with my husband, our friend Giorgio Rivetti, who's the owner of La Spinetta, he said, "Oh, Riikka, you will never learn if you don't do it for yourself." I said, yeah, when we grow old, we will buy a little piece of land and start making wine. And he called me 2 weeks later and said, "I found you the place." I said, "Well, I'm not old yet." He said, no, this is the perfect, you're old enough, you just got married, now get your ass here and fall in love with this place, it's perfect for you. The idea was to learn what it means that quality is done in the vineyard. So I needed to find a place that is small enough that I can learn, that I can do myself without hiring a lot of personnel. This is exactly what we can handle. Nebbiolo has a very thin skin, but it's very strong. The seeds and the skin is the source for the tannins. So, but also the source of the color. This is why, because it's such a thin skin, Nebbiolo doesn't have much color. It's very orange red instead of the purple. But you can see how tough it is. The hillside where we are now in the Cru Meriame, it's renowned for the most structured and the most strong tannin structure of all of the Barolo villages. So for me it's really important that we produce wines that the tannin structure is pleasing, it is enjoyable, and it means it must be mature. Because the green tannins, the aggressive tannins, will never mature in the bottle. They have to mature here in the vines before they can transform into a wine that has a long aging potential. With this little machine, we can see where we are at the sugar levels, and you can see the right-hand side measure is the Babbo scala, and now we are still at 14.2, something like that. Now when I take one fruit, a lot of flesh is left in the stem here. When it's mature, it will come out easily and remain all dry. So here we have the Barbera vineyards, and as you can see, Barbera produces much more, different shape, different size. Also the leaves are completely different, and these probably are already quite tasty. Also here you see the seeds are big, they are still green, so it's not mature yet. But Barbera doesn't have tannins. It's a very juicy and fruitful variety. So Barbera is a variety that people here in the area drink every day, lunch, dinner, just having one glass. It's an easygoing, very approachable wine.
And it's more acid.
Yes, the higher acidity level, but no tannins. Whereas in Nebbiolo, you have both tannins, acidity, and then the longevity. So here you can see the soil. This is from about 2.5 meters deep, and you can see it's not sand, it's just clay that is so fine that it is like powder. You can see how it goes into my hand. but then it almost evaporates. There's no sand, there's a little bit of limestone. I always say to my husband, now you can see it almost glitters like a facial powder, that we should make tiny, tiny boxes, beautiful packaging, and have our own soil powder. So I make 3 wines. The Barolo 2012 is the last vintage of the old vines. So here we are talking about 70, 75-year-old vines. And then first of the new wines, Nebbiolo, so it's a baby Barolo that we lowered the denomination, the vintage 2013. And then the Barbera is 2015 at the moment. Well, first I fell in love with Italians and Italian people first. I've always loved to travel in Italy. I also already, when I was 12 years old, I organized my class trip to Italy with my classmates. So I have always very much loved everything Italian. So, and I have to say that also, although Piemontese people can be a little bit shy, but when you make friends with them, it really feels like a friendship. We wanted to make a little something that could at best be something really, really beautiful. Also considered champagne. But the problem with champagne is that there's too many French people living around there. So.
And this is a problem?
No, just a joke, just a joke. Oh my gosh, you shouldn't be asking these kind of questions. I don't know. My mom always asks me the same question. Are you there permanently now? I said, no. If I move before I die, then it was not permanent, but if I die before I get to move somewhere else, then it was permanent. So I have no idea. So you never know. I really don't know where I end up.